I'm telling you right now, this Peach Bowl between Texas and Arizona State is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people are predicting. I'm Pete Mundo. We're Heartland College Sports. We cover the Big 12. We appreciate you being here as always as a part of the show. Thanks for being here. Hit that thumbs up, hit the like button on the video, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So I'm seeing all the national conversations. You are as well. All the predictions and projections on Texas. Many cases blowing out Arizona State. The almighty team from the SEC shows up on the field with a team from the Big 12 and blows the doors off them. That's not going to happen in this game. And there's a multitude of reasons for why that I'll get to, we'll explain, we'll talk about. But number one is this, because everyone's just, I'm reading a lot of the analysis on this game. And the one part of this game that Arizona State is not getting nearly enough credit for is its play in the trenches. First off, Arizona State, we all know, many people will know about Cam Skattebo. Star running back for Arizona State, got Heisman Trophy votes, probably should have been in New York City, the whole thing. We all get that. But it's not just him, it's his offensive line up front. An offensive line for Arizona State that has helped this team finish near the top of the Big 12 in rushing yards per game. And also has done a great job, along with the scheming of this offensive coaching staff, of making sure that Sam Leavitt, the quarterback for the Arizona State Sun Devils, does not get sacked. They have done a great job on that front. Here are the numbers, okay? Arizona State has only been sacked 11 times in 9 conference games. That is third in the Big 12 behind only Kansas and Kansas State. I mean, that's exactly where you would want to be going up against a Texas team that has taken advantage of some porous offensive lines. Now, they've got a stout front. We get it. Texas is second in the SEC in sacks behind Ole Miss. They've got 41 in 14 games. So they thrive off of getting to the quarterback. For Arizona State, I think that's a testament to not just the line and the schemes, but also Sam Leavitt and what this guy has done this season that a lot of people have overlooked. Kenny Dillingham, if you're joining us on the show and you're not a Big 12 fan, Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham has talked about how he believes Sam Leavitt is going to be playing on Sundays. He transferred in from Michigan State, highly recruited guy. He has just developed and gotten better and better and better as this season has progressed for the Sun Devils. He's confident, not cocky. He's confident, though, clearly in his abilities, and that's exactly what you would want out of your quarterback in this situation. So that right there, I believe Arizona State is going to have a plan to negate that strong defensive line. Now, that may be using Cam Skattebo possibly even more in the passing game than maybe even Arizona State fans have been accustomed to here as of late. Now, he can do it all, but you think of him as a running back first, and that's obviously what he is. But if I'm Kenny Dillingham and I'm scheming for this game, I am also using Cam Skattebo heavily in the passing game in the flat. I'm getting the ball, especially early in this game, out of Sam Leavitt's hands quickly just to get him in a rhythm. And Skattebo is going to be one of those guys who's an easy out in the flat. Now, he had plenty of games where he had 4 catches on the season. The guy had 37 catches on the year for over 500 yards and a couple of scores, including one in the Big 12 championship game against Iowa State. So he's more than capable of doing that. He had a big play in the passing game against the Cyclones in that Big 12 championship. So that's where Arizona State can get a rhythm going early and get that offense going early and get Texas on its heels, because Texas is going to want to control this game. They're near the top of the SEC in time of possession. We know, obviously, all the juice and pizzazz that this team comes into this game with on both sides of the ball. All the confidence in the world, only those 2 losses to Georgia. So they think they're walking in there and they're just dominating this Arizona State team. That's kind of your cute little Cinderella story in the eyes of so many who aren't paying attention. But that's not what they are. And I don't believe that's what they're going to be in the Peach Bowl on Wednesday. I also think there's going to be an opportunity here to take advantage of Quinn Ewers and some mistakes that he might end up making. I'm not sitting here locking this team down for, X amount of interceptions or anything like that, but I just will note there have been plenty of them this year, okay? I mean, they're near the bottom of the SEC when it comes to interceptions thrown this season. Now, Arizona State has not really been advantageous and ball hawkish, it's fair to say, this year. I mean, that's maybe not something. Well, no, I take that back. I take that back. They haven't done a great job in taking away fumbles, but they've done a great job in terms of interceptions. They have not forced a lot of fumbles. I was going through these numbers earlier. I misread my notes here. They only had 5 fumbles forced in 13 games. So that's near the bottom of the Big 12. But they had 15 interceptions in 13 games, which was second in the Big 12 behind only BYU. So this, once again, there's a data point that sets up very well for Arizona State here in this game that no one's really talking about. It is a weakness of Texas that plays into a strength of Arizona State. Okay? Just like the whole thing around the sacks that Texas has taken advantage of this year, playing into the strength of Arizona State, who has done a great job protecting the quarterback. I know you can tell me about the 4-star guys and the 5-star guys and compare the rosters and the whole thing. I'm also somebody who's covered the Big 12 for 10 years now, doing this, more than that, but 10 years owning and running Heartland College Sports. And I've seen enough of Texas to know that they are susceptible to playing up or down the competition, oftentimes down. Okay, for 10 years, up until their last year when they won the Big 12, Texas had more talent than everybody they played in this conference, and they did jack with it. So if you think I'm going to sit here and just look at rosters and say, 4-star guy there, 5-star guy here, well, obviously Texas is going to win, that's boring. It's also not fair to what Arizona State has done this season. Now, if there's something that does concern me, it's the fact that Shamari Simmons, star linebacker, is not going to be in the first half of this game for Arizona State because of that bogus targeting penalty he got called for in the Big 12 championship game against Rocco Becht. I mean, that was such a bad call by the officials, knowing that it was going to have playoff implications likely, and screwing him for the first half of this game. His appeal was denied, but the team is very high on this redshirt freshman, Montana Warren. I can't say I know a ton about him, but I'm just saying the coaching staff's raving about him. So take that for what it's worth. That does concern me because I do think they're going to need every single thing they can throw at this Texas team on both sides, and not having a guy of that magnitude for the first half is going to be tough. But it also could be a jolt come the second half if we find ourselves in the ball game, and I absolutely think that we will come Wednesday afternoon in Atlanta. So all in all, I also look at this game and I see that Texas, of course, is a 12.5, 13-point favorite wherever you're at. Let me just say right now, I'm all over Arizona State here. I mean, they're 11-2 straight up this season. They're 11-2 against the spread this season. Texas, and this dates back to their time in the Big 12, 12-2 straight up, 8-6 against the spread. So, and listen, I didn't watch as much Texas this year, obviously, now that they're in the SEC and not in the Big 12. But you watched enough games, and they just kind of let teams linger, right? You'd watch a Texas game, and you're like, they should be up 21-0, and it's like 13-7. It's just they're still Texas from that perspective. Whether it's the Arkansas game that stands out to me probably above the rest. We all know what happened at Vanderbilt. So they just have these moments and have these games. And I think we're due for one of those on Wednesday. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going with Arizona State in this game. I know nobody else is. I know that everyone's saying Texas is going to win, and they're basically saying Texas is going to be caught looking ahead, and, they're just on to the semifinals, and no one cares about Arizona State. The people that are saying that haven't watched Arizona State. They don't know what this team is capable of doing. And I'm picking Arizona State, and I like them in this game. Give me Arizona State 31, Texas 28 in the Peach Bowl with the Sun Devils going on to the semifinals of the college football playoff. I'm Pete Mundo. We're Heartland College Sports. We appreciate you being here as a part of the show. And we'll be talking to you guys soon. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Have a great day and enjoy the college football playoff.